giant 6-meter carnivorous lizards don't lurk in the meat section. Fortunately for us, this mega beast became extinct thousands of years ago. During the Pleistocene, however, Megalania was the apex predator of Australia, hunting and killing animals much larger and faster than itself. We know about its weapons, but how did this hyper-carnivore use them? And what was its hunting strategy? The few fossils of Megalania that have been found don't give scientists a lot of clues, so we must look to its modern relatives. Though there are no monitor lizards as big as Megalania today, they probably share a lot of traits with their giant ancestor. Brian Fry is a world authority on venomous snakes and lizards, and has worked close up and personal with different species of monitor lizards.
Monitor lizards are one of the ultimate predators. They have incredible senses. They have good sense of hearing, but they also have excellent sense of smell. They can smell rotting carrion from over a kilometer away, and they have great visual acuity as well.
In this hot environment, Fry is dressed for the chase. Despite its size, this lace monitor is Megalania's closest living relative. Very dangerous and an excellent hunter. But Megalania's bulk made it easy to spot from a distance, and the animals it preyed upon were always listening for danger.
If you're a prey animal, your best defense is to be alert, and the best way to be alert is with the hearing. So that's why a lot of mammals have very good hearing, that they can change the direction of the sensing, and they can detect a predator and then they bolt the opposite direction. They're more likely to survive. So obviously the slow and stupid are the first ones that get eaten.
If hearing is the key to survival for prey animals, how could a giant like Megalania get close enough to surprise its prey? To help us imagine how much noise Megalania would have made, we asked Dr. Fry to conduct an unusual experiment.
Well, you'll hear some glottal hissing as he's walking around. So maybe put it up near the throat. Yeah, that'll work.
Fry and a member of our film crew temporarily attach a microphone to the lace monitor using removable tape.
Easy. He's done. He's all ready to go. Okay, good, because I'm bleeding. Okay.
Then we let the lizard loose. It's obvious that this is no quiet hunter.
When you hear that lizard walking through the bush, it makes a lot of racket. Megalania would have made 10 times that noise.
Megalania simply wasn't built for stalking prey quietly. It had to find another way. But how could a 6-meter-long lizard even locate its prey without revealing itself? Once again, studying its modern relatives may give us a clue. Most lizards have excellent eyesight, but the sense they rely on most to find prey is smell. And monitor lizards in particular have a remarkable adaptation to enhance that specific faculty.
They have a very long snake-like tongue, which shows their close ancestry to snakes, and they use that to smell the air just like a snake would, and it's an extraordinarily sensitive detection device for them.
The scent of a prey animal consists of tiny particles that lift off the creature and float through the air. Some of them land on the lizard's tongue. When the lizard retracts its tongue, it actually analyzes where the particles came from. Because the tongue is forked, one side is slightly closer to the prey animal. More scent particles land on that side, and that helps the lizard home in on its target.
When they they put their tongue out, they actually get it out in stereo, so they can detect left versus right by the tips of it, and then help them orient on both directionality and distance.
But locating a prey animal is just the start. How could the giant lizard get close enough to kill? The answer? Ambush. It is the most efficient way to hunt, much less demanding than running down your food.
All predatory animals make a trade-off. Calories in or calories out. It all depends on how much energy you use versus how much food you get back in return.
But Megalania would have to stay out of sight, hiding behind bushes or in tall grass. It typically couldn't see its prey, so how would it know when to pounce? The mega monster had its own organic radar system. Megalania had an extraordinary supersensory mechanism that allowed it to visualize its world without actually seeing it. It's the same kind of system that crocodiles have, which enables them to sense the movements of fish in very murky waters. Like the crocodile, Megalania's jaws had a built-in motion detection system.
It sits there with its head on the ground, and it uses these sensory pits along the upper and lower jaw to actually sense the vibration from the prey coming along. Each one of these pits is a nerve ending, and it can tell almost 50 feet away whether the prey is big enough for it to bother to even attack.
Megalania would hide near waterholes and feeding areas where prey animals were likely to pass. Then it would simply wait for the telltale vibrations. But even with all these sensory advantages, for a cold-blooded reptile to capture hot-blooded mammals was still a challenge. And this lizard needed a lot of food. For example, the Komodo dragon eats up to 80% of its body weight in a single meal. At twice the size, Megalania would probably have needed to consume twice as much food. But what could provide a full-course meal for a quarter-ton super lizard? How about a 2-meter-tall, 225-kilogram kangaroo? And when these two creatures get into a fight, anything can happen. Scientists believe that Megalania